Have you ever thought what would happen if you didn't have a job and only had the place where you live to make some money from? Or maybe you thought you would simply love to work from home, or that you would like to have an extra income without a big initial investment. Well, if you have a home with a backyard and a basement, you're in luck. Nursery and Garden Supplies Shop. Starting a nursery requires a really low capital to begin with. Buy some seeds and many small pots, follow the instructions, and before long you will have flowers, vegetables and fruit plants like strawberries to sell. And within a year you will have trees and shrubs you can start selling. This business can really make a lot of money, as generally do all the successful nurseries, for a number of reasons. One, you don't really need to buy feedstocks. If you want to completely eliminate costs, you propagate your own seeds or cuttings, you make a compost pile for your potting mix, and you also carry in a truckload of sand, borrowing a shovel and pick up truck from someone you know. Your only running expense then will be pots, and that is a cheap expense really. Pots cost next to nothing. However, when you consider the amount of money you can be making from selling flowers, vegetables and other cheap and quick plants that can be produced and sold in large quantities, and then you add the hundreds of dollars that mature trees and shrubs will cost, you will realize just how incredibly profitable and no risk this type of business is. What's more, trees and shrubs that aren't sold in 1 year don't depreciate, but their value rather goes up with every passing year, with very large potted trees being able to reach even into the thousands of dollars price range eventually. Not a bad deal for something that just requires a little bit of water now and then. Of course, if success is the only option you are okay with, some things have to be done correctly. The first thing you need to do is plan correctly what seeds you will order. And this is the first challenge of this potentially very profitable business, making a good outline of what plants you will be growing. First, you need to scan your immediate area, because this will probably be your first customer base. Do people have gardens? What do they plant there? Is it flowers, shrubs, vegetables? Make a list of what you see, and also be a little daring and add what you would possibly like to see there. And you have a good start for what seeds to order. If the price is similar, those locals would rather buy those plants from their neighborhood than having to drive a long way and carry things back, especially if you dress up your business with a nice story, such as you finally deciding to become a self-made person, or a family business story, or something that will inspire people to prefer you to a faceless, generic, large store of someone who doesn't really care about what he sells. Obviously, trying to connect with people and form personal relationships is crucial, as this will ensure customer loyalty. They will also, this way, gain the ability to order things from you that they cannot find elsewhere, and you can grow those plants and provide them to them, thus increasing your revenue and making them trust you more. Then we move on to trees and shrubs. Since this is a backyard, and you won't really be able to grow large numbers of fruit trees or shrubs for selling to fruit farmers, you should aim for variety and small numbers, which is more suitable for house gardens and similar small areas. Try to favor trees and shrubs that both produce something and look rather ornamental in spring, and especially favor varieties that don't require much maintenance. If a tree suckers, it is not a good candidate, as the buyer will hate having to constantly remove suckers. If it needs pesticides every year, not a good option either. If it needs no maintenance, or at least can be easily protected with some natural homemade spray that the customer can easily make, then it is a good option. Also, most people prefer dwarf trees, although there are exceptions, so you should mostly look into those, while also having some larger trees on the side for specific purposes, such as fast-growing shade trees for instance. Your garden has to be set up so that it looks like paradise. It will be easier to do this than a large commercial nursery because, 1. Yours will be a house garden, not something industrial, and 2. You will have fewer trees per specimen, and thus a large variety that you can arrange in any way you see fit. Therefore, it is possible to add little touches that make your nursery look like a magical place. It is possible to make it so nice that people will get hooked on visiting it just to be there, and then they will always leave with something. You should also visit farmers markets and other exhibitions for your products. You might be able to make some money there, but your biggest profit is that people will get to know you. So get some good pictures of your place, write some text, print some flyers, display a story and make the people want to visit. Once they do, it is likely that they will become customers. So far, the running cost of this business will be next to nothing. But once you have made some money that you would like to invest back into your business, you can start a garden supply shop in your basement if it has convenient access from the garden. This way, the people who buy your plants will not need to look elsewhere for tools, decorations, and other things they might need. Just simply provide them with what they need in the mentality that they won't need to go elsewhere, and you will know what to stock. This will also increase your profit per visiting customer, as well as bring more who until now preferred going where they can get all they need in one go. The other thing with commerce is that it doesn't really require hard work. Somebody else produces what you are about to sell. So there you go. Once you have set this business up, after a few years since its start, you can have a very healthy annual income with really not too much work. Just remember to evolve and try new plants and new gardening ideas from time to time to keep it fresh. And this can be the beginning of a local gardening legacy right where your house and you are. Thanks for watching.